Hey everyone, Overkill's back with another video, and today we're looking at another figure from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 6. This time it is the Mighty Morphin Goldar, and this will be figure number 2 for me in this wave. The first one was just my most recent video, and it was 0 Ranger 5 Red, so I'm glad to add Goldar to my collection. These will be the only 2 for me from this wave, unless I catch the others on sale. I'm not going crazy and trying to collect every figure in it. Kind of handle it like I do my G.I. Joe line, and you've seen some of my videos on that. Just getting select ones, specific, you know, I'm really going after the Tommies and the villains, and certain ones from each series. With all that being said, I want to point out this is a really nice looking Goldar, and I'm really looking forward to adding this to my collection. I do have the GameStop version. I never got around to opening it, so I'll probably keep him in package since I'll be opening this one up and showing you all. So what we'll do first is go ahead, take a look at the packaging, and you'll see we do have some pretty awesome artwork of Goldar here, and it spans around to the side. And here, as usual, on the opposite side we see it. And on the top we do got the yellowish gold looking color. And on the back we do see a posed up Goldar with his sword and a little energy effect. And this is the Goldar pre-wings essentially, but still pretty awesome. They made it at least a little bit different instead of a straight up re-release. I know a lot of people's upset about it. I can understand that. There's a lot of other villains to go through. But at the same time, Mighty Morphin is a hot commodity with the nostalgia collectors and just fans of the line in general. So it's a hard call, but I think they did a good job with this. And they can move on eventually. I mean, the line's been successful enough that it'll carry on. Hopefully we can get us a Rito next, because we have Rita and Zed, we have the Putties, so maybe a Rito and some Tengu Warriors would be pretty cool. Now, what we'll go ahead and do is take this out of the box and check them out. Here is this really awesome Goldar out of the package, and the first thing you'll notice is just how awesome of a job they did with this face. I'm incredibly impressed with the sculpt on it. Knocked it out of the park. And then on the gold, you can see it's got little shades, different colorations of gold, and like a bronzish look to it inside the chainmail looking pieces. You see the different jewels and stuff on them. You know, the reds, they match up really good with it. All the gold is, for the most part, matching up. Not a lot of different tones of gold on it, which is a pretty awesome thing. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty killer that they did this. And he's got 2 little pegs on the back for wings, I guess, if you wanted to add them on eventually. Like I said, I've not reviewed the other one, so I don't know if it's a straight up same release with the wings removed or not. Pretty cool little feature I was looking at with the tail. And I mean, yeah, it's a solid piece, and I like how they kind of got the joints on the knees and stuff, if you can see, and up here at the waist. Even got little grooves cut out for inside there. And as we always know, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. That was his and Rito's famous lines to get away and get out of battle. And you know what? Sitting here talking about it, we need a Scorpina to go with this guy too. And the cool thing is, we'll probably get a third Goldar in this line as soon as the Beast Morphers episode airs. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the articulation. We can see that the shoulders are going to be hindered a little bit by these, but at least it's soft, so it should be able to go up fairly decent. And we do see the butterfly joints inside. And it's the same articulation we have on most of the other Rangers as well. You got the upper cut here. You got the double jointed elbows. You got the hands that's on pegs. So you've got some movement there and changeability. On the head, it's going to be a little hindered as well. You can't really move it back down a little bit. But because of the hair, you can't really do much with it. And of course the helmet doesn't come off. You can actually see a gap inside there. But at least it's red inside there to match these other pieces. So that is pretty cool up under the neck too. Now for the ab crunch, he can look back quite a bit. Forward just to there. You can see the pieces that connect. That kind of prevent it. You could probably force it more, but you know, I don't want to tear nothing up. And he does have the little ball up here to allow wiggle room. So that's pretty cool. Nothing's exposed. It still shows like it's part of him. And then here we have the same issue we'll have with the shoulder pads, where it's got these pliable plastic pieces here, and he won't really get to do a split. That's about all he's got until you start forcing it. But his legs are on that little ball thing here. You got full rotation at the top. You've got double jointed knees. I love how that looks on there. And then at the feet, you know, it's got pretty good movement on that ball here. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. He would have been really nice one to have toe articulation for, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. And obviously everything that I just showed you is the same on the opposite side of the figure. Now that we've had a good look at some of the paint apps and articulation on this guy, let's go ahead and look at some of his extra features he has. And we will see in the package two of the little clips. And what they are, or what goes in place of his wings. So you can go ahead and put them in. They should pop right in. I think I got them in right. Looks like they would be. And it's a very soft plastic back here, so it's really easy to go in without having to force it too hard. You can see how those look. So that is pretty cool. And next we will look at the hands. First up is the one that's on him. You can see it's a hand to grip his sword. Not quite a trigger finger. Almost so. Opposite hand is exactly the same thing. So that's a look at those two. The next hand will be his right hand. It's like a claw hand. That's pretty cool. We can change it out. And have it like so. And we can look at the next hand. And it is a closed fist, which is much needed for the figure. We can pop that one out. Pegs are really tight, but it should pop in. That's a look at how it looks here. So really cool. And then he just has two more things. His trademark sword. Coloration on it looks pretty nice. You can see the gold and red painted in. I'm digging that. And then, lastly, we have the energy effect for the sword. Pretty cool. And we can go ahead and change his hand out and show you what he looks like with his sword. Here he is with his trademark sword. And we can go ahead, put his little energy effect on. Just kind of thread it through the blade to get to where you need it, like so. Kind of fish it in. Not too bad. That looks pretty cool. I'm liking that. And he'll look really good with either of my Tommies or my Jason, actually. He would look really good. I mean, he would fit in, even with Zeo, they were hanging around a little bit. They were on the run, but, I mean, they were there, so it's pretty cool. He could fit in a lot of my collection, and that's what the main focus of mine is going to be, is the Zordon era. And not just particularly Mighty Morphin, but Mighty Morphin through in space somewhat will be my main focus, because that tells the whole story of Zordon from the time he brought the Rangers in to his destruction. So pretty cool to have as many of those as possible. The rest of the series I will get hit or miss as well, but not as many. I mean, I'm wanting, since we're getting some villains, I know he was a villain slash hero, but You know, Wild Forces Zenaku, would love to have one. Just to name one right off, you know. And then any villain really from Dino Thunder, which was an amazing series. I would take any villain from it. So really, I mean, any villain that seems iconic I would take. Even Divatox, if they made her, I would take her and Rygog. So some of these, I wasn't a big fan of Turbo, but I would take those. So some of these characters I would totally be down for. But for Mighty Morphin, like I stated, Rito, Scorpina, the Tengu Warriors, you know, some of those definitely are needed now that we've got all these others. What we'll do is go ahead and do our final thoughts with this guy. And, I mean, it's solid for me. I wouldn't want anything different. I'm not complaining that they made another one. I guess because I found the first one on clearance. But I got it, and I was able to get this one to open up in my collection. He comes with enough. He has an extra set of hands. And he has his sword and energy effect. I love that all the Rangers come with energy effects. Can't do nothing like an alternate head. If I were to want anything else from this figure, would probably be an articulated mouth. But I'm okay with it how it is. That was my Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Goldar review. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. But not only that, who do you think should have been the one to destroy Goldar? I know there's a lot of fan talk about that. I wish that something would have happened besides the Zordon destruction to cause him to go away. Up until now. I mean, now we got Beast Morphers bringing something in. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I always wanted to see Tommy take him out as the White Ranger. Because he was such a menace to Tommy. But I know a lot of people wanted to see Jason take him out. So I want to know in the comments below, Tommy or Jason, who should have been the one to take this guy out? Or should it have been a fugitive on the run, somehow escaped that, and continued on? Either way, I'm interested to know, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you for the support as always. Till next time, I bid you all farewell.